to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. Thanks for rocking with us once again. Thanks for rocking us once again here in the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Tonight, the Dodgers lose to the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 2 of the World Series by a score of 6-4. And the Dodgers just couldn't get it done tonight with the bats. Missed opportunities, at-bats that just weren't competitive tonight. You saw that last inning right there. Chris Taylor, Edwin Rios there swinging at pitches outside of the zone, taking strikes. It was a mess tonight on offense. They made Blake Snell look like the 2018 Cy Young Award winning Blake Snell. He was the lead for most of this game. The Dodgers, 14 strikeouts tonight, 14 punch-outs tonight for the Dodgers. Just 4 walks, lots of missed opportunities. They go 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And basically what you have now is a 5-game series for your boys in blue. I'm still very confident in the Dodgers in this series, but tonight was not a good series tonight not a good night tonight for the Dodgers coming off that big Game 1 win. And like I said, tonight it raised some concerns with this Dodgers bullpen. A rocky night for this Dodger bullpen that just could not come through. They made Lau. Lau came into this game hitting 107, and now they woke him up and they got him back on track in this series. I'm telling you, so it was a bad night for the Dodgers. But, hey, they found a way to fight back and make it close, and they only lose by a score of 6-4. But, like I said, not a great night for your boys in blue who had a real opportunity to take a commanding 2-0 lead. But, hey, we got ourselves a series. You know it's not going to be easy for your boys in blue, but still very confident in this one. But, hey, let's jump right into this comment section. Let me know. Give me your thoughts, comments, and questions about tonight's game. Give me your fire Dodger takes. Who do you guys blame for tonight's loss? Let me know down below in the comment section. We got Travis over there on Facebook. The bullpen is taxed. We got Bob Collins, too worried about hitting home runs, no small ball. Yeah, if you look at tonight, they got the 2-run shot there. The 2-run shot there from Chris Taylor that ended the no-hitter there. And then you got the Corey Seager solo shot. And then Will Smith gets a solo shot there in the 6th. So that makes it 6-3. And then you got a 2-run shot from Chris Taylor there in the 5th. Then you get the solo shot there from Will Smith. And you got the solo shot on that hanging slider there from Corey Seager there. And that was it for your boys in blue. They couldn't muster up very much offense without having the long ball do it for him. But, hey, let's jump back. The umpires were terrible. Yeah, Jonathan Sherman here. Welcome to the show. Day 1 here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Yeah, it was not a good night for the umpiring crew. Todd Tishner, it was Tish on Tishner tonight. I was not a fan. It was just missing calls. I think that one call right there on Victor Gonzalez there was a game changer on that 2-1 that he missed on that strike. That should have been a call. His zone was just all over the place. But bottom line is the Dodgers' approach tonight at the plate is why they lost tonight. It was the combination of the Dodgers' approach at the plate. We've seen all postseason long. It's about grinding out at bats. It's about working that pitch count up. You know the Dodgers' record 7-0 when they forced the pitcher to throw over 150 pitches. And tonight, the Dodgers just couldn't get it done against this Rays bullpen or this Rays starting pitcher. They got to Snell late there. He goes 4 2/3, 9 punch outs. He was just landing that he was landing that slider, landing that curveball. The Dodgers just looked befuddled tonight for most of the night against Snell. 144 pitches tonight. The magic number for the Dodgers is getting that pitch count close to 150 and beyond. Didn't get it done. But no May in October from King Yellowman. Yeah, Dustin May, he just is struggling with his command. He's struggling to punch guys out there with 2 strikes. And you saw it rear its ugly head today. Right there, Dustin May gives up that 2-run shot to Lau for his second bomb, a hanging curveball right out over the plate. He continues to struggle to put guys out with two strikes on him. And Dustin May, unfortunately, that bobbled ball by Kike Hernandez there, could have helped the Dodgers get out of that inning, but he wasn't unable to make the play. And you saw a misplay by Muncy tonight. The Dodgers as a group, look, I mean, sometimes we see that with this team. Either they're firing all cylinders with every position group, defense, offense, and pitching, but tonight everyone kind of let the Dodgers down, and they still only lost by 2 runs, 6-4. So that's definitely encouraging. But it's one game. People chill out. Patrick Otis, yeah, I had the Dodgers in 5. So hey, let's just run the table the rest of the way. Train Dodgers, no energy. Gonsolin and May look lost from Greg Wilson. Kim, yeah, Pollock needs to sit. Yeah, AJ Pollock, he's definitely heading into tonight. AJ Pollock, he was yeah, he's struggling. He's definitely struggling in the postseason. And, yeah, tonight another rough night for A.J. Pollock. Not very many competitive at-bats there. And A.J. Pollock, he goes 0 for 2 tonight. They pinch hit him for Edwin Rios, and yeah, they definitely need more. But Tampa has better pitching. Danny, yeah, I mean, definitely their arms are very impressive. And I wasn't expecting, one thing that surprises me is I wasn't expecting both Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin not to step up and rise to the occasion in the postseason. Those two need to take a long look in the mirror and say, hey, I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to have in the World Series again, and they need to find a way to score. They need to find a way to produce, because we can ill afford to have Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin not productive in this postseason, because they needed more from Gonsolin tonight, and he gives them just over an inning of work. And he missed on that 3-1 count to Lau there, and he homers to left. That makes it 1-0 Tampa Bay. It was on a 3-1 count. He was sitting fastball, and Goose just threw it right down the middle of the plate, right down Broadway. They're missing their spots. They're giving them pitches they can drive. And like I said, you let a hitter that was hitting 107 heading into tonight get 2 bombs off you. It's happened 54 times in a postseason game in the World Series. The most recent time was Steve Pearce. So I was having flashbacks of Pearce back in Game 5 of the 2018 World Series. But they didn't play those at-bats well, but not worried for Friday. Veronica Ruiz. Yeah, there's a lot of positives you can look at. One, the Dodgers bounced back. They found a way to make this a competitive game, and they had their opportunities there. And you look at that opportunity there in the 8th. Seager hits the home run. Muncy flies out. So Muncy, he flies out. Will Smith lines out, of course, your classic Will Smith one. He lines one out. It's like 102 million miles per hour off the bat, right into the glove of Weddle there. And then Belly, he strikes out looking. So here we go. Roberts made some hasty decisions. 15 Ks. Was it 15? Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I forgot that one at the end. I was calculating in my mind. 15 strikeouts. So 15 punch-outs for the was it 15 or 14? I believe it was 15 punch-outs for the Dodgers tonight. And, 15 strikeouts for your Dodgers tonight. That's just not going to get it done against this Rays team, where you definitely have to find a way to work that pitch count up, and you have to find a way to get through their bullpen by any means. And give Blake Snell some credit. He answered the bell tonight. He gave them exactly what they needed in Game 2. And the Dodgers now, they need to find a way to win Game 3. But the difference is now we're throwing out Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler, he gave you 6 scoreless in Game 7. He's a hot pitcher right now. And then they're going against Morton. And Morton's going to be a tough matchup the way he's dealing. He's 3-0 in this postseason with a .57 ERA. He went 5 2/3 scoreless in the Game 7 against Houston. So in Game 3's matchup, the Game 3 matchup, you've got 2 hot pitchers. You got 2 pitchers that went scoreless in their Game 7s facing off. And my money is on Walker, Butane, Buehler. But Roberts, we got not winning with that many Ks. Yeah, we need some more starting pitching from Baselord, Greg Perez. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you think about the resources and the depth of the Dodgers, and we're relying upon these Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May in this game. But, hey, we are where we are. We know that David Price opted out. We didn't make a trade for a starting pitcher there, which at this point looks like it would have been a major lock to win the World Series. So, hey, we're not going to look back at that yet. I'm still very optimistic that the Dodgers will find a way to win this series. But 1-1, if you're up 1-0 and you win Game 2 and you go 2-0, 18 the last 19 World Series teams that went up 2-0 ended up winning the series. Now history tells you it's a coin flip the rest of the way. So the Dodgers, unfortunately, Dodger fans, if you want to break this curse, if you want to end this drought, you've got a pretty long series ahead of you. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope the Dodgers can find a way to run the table the rest of the way and win it in 5. But, yep, agreed. This is on the offense. Roberts, rookie pitchers. Where's Muncy's bat at, Daniel? We got Gill, no offense at all. Everyone is to blame. You can't win games when you don't get the offense going early on. Yeah, I mean, the offense, like I said, they had their opportunities tonight. Not very many opportunities, but if you look at the second inning, yet Muncy had the walk, Belly had a 4-pitch walk, and that was all with 1 out. Then A.J. Pollock, he flies out into foul territory. Kike strikes out, swings. So there was opportunities there, and unfortunately, the Dodgers did not capitalize on those opportunities, and it was like I said, they found a way to get back in the game via the long ball, and give the Dodgers credit for that. Will Smith hit a bomb. Corey Seager, that was a major flex. He cranked that one. That was a Seager slug right down there to center field. And then, of course, Chris Taylor gets his first home run of the season. By the way, Corey Seager, he now has the most home runs in a single postseason. He passed Rich Aurelia back in 2002, and Carlos Correa for the Astros this year. So give Corey Seager some credit. A lot of people were worrying that he was kind of going into a little slump, but yesterday he had 3 walks. Today, Corey Seager, he ends up going 2 for 4. He had that 1 hit, and he had the 1 single, and then he had the home run off Fairbanks there. But yeah, unfortunately, the Dodgers, they lost tonight. It was their bullpen game. It's not like we threw out Walker Buehler or Julio Urias. We didn't have to use Blake Treinen tonight or Bruce Gratterall or any of our super high leverage relievers. But it is, like I said, it raised some concerns with the Rays tonight. And to me, it's the top half of the bullpen I'm very confident right now with Kenley Jansen. Give Alex Wood credit. He did a nice job tonight and keeping the Dodgers close in it. Jake McGee found a way to get out of his inning. Joe Kelly has been pretty much rocky, save for that game, too, where he saved the NLDS, saving Kenley Jansen. He's been rocky pretty much his entire Dodger career, if we're being completely honest. But tonight he gives up that one on the sac fly there in the I believe that was the 7th inning. But more small ball. Yeah, I mean, you had an opportunity to potentially – I don't think you're going to see Muncy bunting, so I have no issue with that strategy right there. You want Muncy swinging there. Walker Buehler should have played JJL. I think that you don't want Walker Buehler to play in this one. Walker Buehler, you want him on his normal rest, and now if you have a Game 7, you'll have Walker Buehler on his normal rest in Game 7. So you don't want to push all your chips in early because if you get burned, you don't have much ammunition on the back end. So I have no issue with not seeing Walker Buehler tonight. I was just hoping for like Verdell Newsome. Gonsolin and May are not ready to be on the stage. I think that is big facts. You can't deny that based on what we've seen. Unfortunately, you can call it World Series jitters. You can call it whatever you want, but bottom line, they're not executing their pitches. They're not getting out of innings. And I was really disappointed with Gonsolin's outing. I have to be quite frankly, I was very disappointed with his outing. I thought you would get more from him. Well, the one positive is, yes, I mean, Dave Roberts, say what you want about Doc's decisions. I'm not hanging this loss on Doc. I mean, he came in there for he pulled the trigger on that Floro. He made the move for Floro there with 1 out in the 2nd inning, and then Floro gets Adonis to ground to Seager, and they nail Margot at the plate there. The infield was in. They were running on contact, so they were able to make that play. And then Will Smith throws out Adames on the replay. So I have no issue with Floro on that one. But here we go: Lux over Pollock, Jonathan Cortez. I think that I mean, I'm not selling my stock on AJ Pollock completely. I do think that he's due for a home run. It just man, every now and then you want to see him have the at-bat the Dodger way, and that is work the pitch count up. Don't just offer at the first pitch. A lot of times I think it's almost like a quarterback that decides he's going to throw to a particular receiver before he even says hike with some of his at-bats. But here we go. Hey, Doug, they have held Arozarena to a single hit in 2 games. That's a plus. Yeah, I mean, the way I thought that was one of the big recipes for success, and it was top priority for this Dodger team. Don't let Arozarena beat you in this series. And Arozarena hasn't been producing that many Aroza runs in this series, and that's just a fact because, yes, you like that, the way they're pitching around him, and he got that infield single. I mean, the guy has jets. The guy's definitely a future superstar. I love his story. He went to, like, Tijuana, had to share cleats, so I'm a big fan of his story. But, yeah, exactly. But on the flip side, they allowed Lau to go in there and hit 2 home runs. You just can't do it. It's unacceptable to let a hitter that was in that deep of a slump come out of that. So you're starting to see their guys start to feel it tonight. They get 10 hits tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays. But here we go, bullpen game. We got Lux needs to start. I don't think so, man. I don't know if you saw Lux when he was in there. He looked lost at the plate. I don't want Lux. We'll see you in 2021, man. But Lux is not he's not. I mean, it's kind of unfair to Gavin Lux, too, to expect him to produce in the World Series. And I don't think that the Dodgers, they were very close to the Dodgers were a couple at-bats, a couple big hits away from scoring 6, 7, 8 runs in tonight's game, and they really will tell you that they played a bad game. They didn't play their best game offensively, defensively. Mookie made that nice play there Mookie made that really nice play there to hold Margot to that single with right there in the 7th inning. So that was a really nice play. But other than that, that was actually Diaz, right? I think it was Diaz. But yeah, give Alex Wood credit. He comes in to pitch the 7th. But here we go. Let's go back here. We got Not Ready. We got Pollock, look like 2019 Pollock again. Where I just hate with our talent and payroll that it appears we only have 2 starters in the rotation, Clay, Kitchen. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point. It does feel like when it comes to the starting rotation, there's only two guys that you can really count on. That's Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler. Yes, Julio Urias has been absolutely outstanding this whole entire postseason, but there has been times that, look, Tony Gonsolin, they fully expected him to produce. They did not expect him to go an inning and a third, give up that hit, that walk, and unfortunately, he just does not look like he's – I mean, I'm hoping that they can turn it around and they can produce in this postseason, but at the moment, it just feels like Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin are a little deer in the headlights for this World Series. But I think Dustin May, you got to give him a soft landing, give him a clean inning, and I think that would have been better for him. And look, unfortunately, Kike Hernandez, he'll tell you have to make that play. And if Kike Hernandez didn't hit that game-tying home run there in the 6th inning of Game 7, man, I'd be all over Kike right now. But it wasn't an error per se, but is a play that he should make 99% of the time. But Rio's got no discipline at all. Yeah, we got Muncy had a bad game defensively. Yeah, Max Muncy didn't really scoop that one on the Joe Kelly comebacker there. Unfortunately, and yeah, absolutely right there in that 6th inning. So Joe Kelly comes in to pitch that 6th. He gives up a single to Choi. Margot singles to left. Wendell hits a sac fly to left to make it 6-2 Tampa Bay. And then that error by Muncy on Joe Kelly's move to first, that allowed Margot to move into scoring position. And unfortunately, yeah, it just didn't. It was just a bad night for the Dodgers. But look, I mean, it could have been worse. It's still a split. I'm still fully confident the Dodgers are going to win this series. But I think the one thing about tonight's game is there was so much momentum, and so much momentum right there after that big Game 1 win. So much momentum, and yeah. So. Yeah, then that top of the 6th, Wendell, he hit that sac fly to left, and then Choi scored on it. So he gave that sac fly, gives a 1-run, 2 hits, and then you had the 1 error there in the 6th. So 1-run, 2 hits for the Rays in that 6th inning. But, hey, bottom line, the story of tonight's game, Snell was dealing. Snell was feeling it. He was landing that breaking pitch. They were doing him some favors by swinging at strikes outside the strike zone. They were expanding that zone. And unfortunately, the Dodgers 9 punch-outs for Snell, and they just weren't able to figure it out. And when they did, it was a little too late. By that point of the game, in the 5th inning, that it just got away from there. But here we go. Let's get back to the comments section, guys. Let me know how you guys feeling about this series. I want to know your prediction for the series right now. How do you guys feel? To me, after this game, I just feel like the Dodgers, we need to ride Walker Buehler's back. And Walker Buehler's a guy, look, the way I look at it, a 5-game series, and we still haven't seen Julio Urias yet. We haven't seen Walker Buehler yet. And then now you look at yesterday, and Clayton Kershaw only throwing, I think he threw 72 pitches, right? 72 pitches yesterday. He's going to be fresh, and I think that Clayton Kershaw can give you another really solid start, maybe even better, maybe even 7-8 innings of scoreless 1-run, 2-run baseball. So I'm still feeling very confident because I know that this Dodgers offense can play a lot better than it did tonight. Mookie Betts, he's my pick for finals for World Series MVP. He not his best night for Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, he goes 0 for 3, has the walk. Corey Seager goes 2 for 4. Justin Turner had that double there in the 8th inning, so he gets the 1 hit. But other than that, the bottom of the lineup, we've seen a lot of productivity in the bottom of that lineup, and turning that lineup over to Mookie Betts, and save for that 2-run shot from Chris Taylor there. Nothing from Kike tonight, nothing from Jock, nothing from Austin Barnes, nothing from Rios, nothing from Pollock, and nothing from Cody Bellinger. So the Dodgers, just a bad night if you wanted to sweep. If you wanted to sweep tonight, it was a bad night. I still think the Dodgers are firmly in the driver's seat when it comes to this postseason. I just don't think that we got Dodgers in 5 from Teresa Haas. We got why doesn't Roberts change the pitchers when they are struggling? I mean, if you look tonight, that was a quick hook on Tony Gonsolin. That was also a quick hook on Dustin May for the most part, but he let him go out there and pitch us. He let him come back out there, and Dustin May goes just an inning and a third. So Dustin May comes out there and just doesn't get it done. So you got to show faith, you got to show confidence in your guys, but at this point, you got to take a long, hard look about when you're going to use Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May. Because at this point, I'm just losing confidence in them, especially coming in as bullpen pieces. I want to see Dustin May as a starter, but then again, we saw what he did in Game 7. So it's tough to make a case for Dustin May at this point, unfortunately. And you saw what happened tonight against Dustin Mania. But now I'm on the shift bandwagon after that Margot hit. Yeah, I mean, that's just baseball in 2020. We don't have a solid four starter. We could have used Price tonight. Bad decision in pitching. Wilfredo Cordova, Jonathan Robles, Dodgers in 6. I think the guys need to watch the game and tape, and they're going to study. They will figure the Rays out. Remember, we have Mookie, one of the best players in baseball. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to spin it, for sure. I mean, look, the Dodgers are fine. The Dodgers aren't in trouble yet. We saw this team just come back down 3-1. We saw the Dodgers come back after they had dropped 2 games against the Atlanta Braves. But like I said, what raises concerns is I do think that Blake Snell, after what we saw today, Charlie Morton, what we're going to see on Friday, hopefully he can cool off against the Dodgers, and then I think Glasnow is due for a better outing. So I do think that from a pitching standpoint, there's no question the Rays have more arms. You saw Castillo come out there. I mean, he came out there and he was just dealing. He had some serious gas out there. But I think that the longer the series goes, the more familiarity the Dodgers have with this bullpen. I think they'll start to score runs and not just rely on the long ball. But 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. 0 for 5. 5 runners left on base. I mean, they just didn't give you what you needed to get back in this game. I thought they had an opportunity to get back in it late. Unfortunately, it was just a lot of wasted at-bats there in that 9th inning. But here we go. We got Dustin May, gave up 4. I was ready to see him and his hair go for Mike Hoffer. We got my bad. May had a bad night. Sorry. It's the way it is. Yeah, I mean, Dustin May did have a bad night. And unfortunately, there's only so many times you can go back to Dustin May. Look, the thing about Dustin May is he was getting hit pretty hard when he came in originally there. So when he comes in, Dustin May, I mean, he was getting hit pretty hard. That slider was really flat. That curveball, that cutter was really flat. And he was just not throwing strikes. And he wasn't just using his gas like you typically see him using it. You weren't seeing those soft contact outs with that two-seamer, unfortunately. And that just kind of how it all turned out there for the Dodgers. I mean, he comes in there in that 5th inning, and he did get Kiermaier striking out swinging. He got Zunino, who ground out that short-to-short right there, soft ground out. And then Meadows, he singles to center, and that was a pretty big rocket shot. And then Lau, he homered to left. That scored Meadow, of course. It makes it 5-0 Rays. And then Arozarena grounded out to second. So 2 runs, 2 hits in that inning. And unfortunately, it's the long balls, the hard contact that's worrying me. That's very concerning to me about Dustin May. But here we go. Joe Perez, 8th inning, stranded a double with no outs. Joe Perez, yeah, I mean, look, the pitching was bad, but then so offensively, we had our struggles on offense tonight as well. I mean, the Dodger offense was unable to capitalize with runners on all night long, and unfortunately, they just didn't win Game 2. And I'm very confident in this team, but how do you guys feel? What is your confidence level that the Dodgers will win this series? Give me 1 out of 10. What is your confidence level? Let me know. And then, look, tomorrow they get a day off. They had a very emotionally draining, emotionally taxing series against the Atlanta Braves where it took 7 games to beat the Braves. You win that Game 1. You lose Game 2. And it's not like I said, we didn't burn through Kershaw or Walker Buehler or Julio Urias. To me, those are our 3 best pitchers right now in this Game 2 loss, and we still have a lot of depth and a lot of arms coming our way. So to me, Walker Buehler in Game 3, I have all the confidence in the world. And the Dodgers, look, Charlie Morton, look, the Dodgers will not forget that he was the pitcher. Charlie Morton was the pitcher that pitched for the Astros in that Game 7. So, look, we didn't get to face the Astros in this series, or the Trastros, asterisks, whatever you want to call them. We didn't get to face him in this series, but we will get to face a key member of that run in that Game 7. So look for the Dodgers to come out firing and get a little redemption against him. So we got a 5 from Danny. This is your confidence level that the Dodgers will win this series. To me, I'm still going to go with a solid 9. Let's go with a 9. I still don't feel very confident with this team. Danny Cortez, 9. We got Palomi over on YouTube, 9. We got Neil K, 7. Danny, 5. Austin Mandy, 7 or 8. Electricity Park, 7. 5150 Rams, 6.5. Confidence level from Aaron, a 4. Jonathan Robles, Doug, do the Dodgers need one more starting pitcher? We got this, a 10. So a 10 from Jonathan Robles. Yeah, and the Dodgers will have the starters to get through this series. But now I think the offense needs to put the pressure on themselves to find a way to score runs against this Tampa Bay pitching staff that has fared very well this season. You know that this pitching staff is more than solid. They have a lot of elite arms in that pen, a lot of gassers there, and I think eventually you'll see with the Dodgers, they'll find a way to score some runs, and you're not going to go 0 for 6 with the runners in scoring position, not take advantage of opportunities. But Morton is not going to be any easier than Snell. That's a good point, Train. Booster's the name. No confidence in our pitching staff. We got Danny Urias in Game 4. That's the way to look at it, too. If you got Urias in Game 4, and then we haven't seen, and we're going to see Blake Tryon, we're going to see Brusdar, and really we're going to see how long we can get from Walker Buehler, because I think that Walker Buehler, this offense, he can dominate this offense. I'm telling you, this is an offense that Walker Buehler can dominate. This is not that Braves offense, which he still held scoreless. I'm very confident against Walker Buehler. Butane's going to bring it. His legendary status in the World Series is going to grow. And remember that last time Walker Buehler pitched in the World Series, it was 7 scoreless against the Boston Red Sox in Game 3 of the World Series. I was at that game. I feel like I'm still at that game. It was a 7-hour game. But do we really get redemption, though, or let him? Or do we? No, of course not. 51-50. He's not going to own us. But I think the Dodgers will find a way to. They're going to go back and look at the tape the day off tomorrow. They're going to have their game plan ready to go. And tonight, like I said, there was a lot of. I mean, if you look at the strikeouts, Mookie swinging on a slider, JT looking, Will Smith curveball strike 3, Kike slider. CT3 swinging on a fastball, Seager curveball. So the breaking stuff from a lefty, that is the Dodgers' kryptonite in a lot of at-bats. And you saw today, he was very effective with it. I didn't think they were going to get this quality of a start out of Blake Snell, because Blake Snell, he hasn't even made it into the 6th inning of a game this entire season. So he was out of his mind tonight. The Dodgers definitely helped him look better than he really is. But give Blake Snell credit. We got 10. We got this from Rowlett. It'll be close from Rob. You got a 7. I prefer to call them the Astros with 2 S's. That's from Mike Hoffer over on Facebook. How you doing, Mike? Austin and Mandy, do you think we get some more in Austin and Mandy? I think that I'm not sure if we have an explosive inning where we run them out of the game early. But I do think we're going to score. I think maybe like we did with Max Fried, get a couple runs early on, then maybe he settles down and has a better game. But I don't think he's going to dominate at us and go no hit through 5 innings. I thought that this game was going to be reminiscent of NLDS Game 2, where the Dodgers were no hit through 5. They scored on the air, and then they scored 4 runs in the 6th there. So I thought that I was going to be patient, but we got a 3. You got a 3 over there from Booster's the name. Come on, Blue, let's win this. Mike Hoffer's got a 9. Miss Kenta from Winston Gin. Yeah, definitely, especially after the year he had. Kenta Maeda can always help you out of the bullpen. But hey, we got the team we have now. We're not going to worry about who's not on the team. Let's just focus who's on the team right now and how we can win this series. And I'm telling you, the Dodgers still have the arms to win this series. The Dodger offense is better than the Rays offense. Top to bottom, our lineup knows how to score runs at a prolific rate. And you got Corey Seager, who now to me tonight, look, Corey Seager, I was kind of getting worried. You saw some soft contact there, pitching around him a little bit. But Corey Seager, 3 walks last night, and he gets the home run tonight. So Corey Seager, he's right there. And then Mookie Betts had a big game 1. I think this Dodger offense, they just had an off night with runners in scoring position. But still, I mean, to have an off night, but you still hit 3 bombs, and one of them from your 9th hitter, we're not as far as we think we are. So Buehler will pitch. Yeah, we're going to feel really good. After we have to win, the next game's pivotal. You don't want to lose with your best pitcher on the mound. That's key right now. You want to win the odd games. You want to win Game 1, Game 3, Game 5, Game 7. You want to win the odd games. In Game 3, they have Walker, F, and Buehler on the mound. And I have the utmost confidence that he's going to go out there and deal. And I think that they're going to have a game plan together with Charlie Moore, and they're going to see today that they were offering at pitches outside the strike zone. They were swinging at balls, taking strikes, and I think that you're going to see a much more refined approach from this Dodger offense. They're going to attack when they need to, and you're going to see them score some runs, no question about it. Friday is kind of a must-win for the Dodgers. Train. I don't know. It's tough to call it a must-win because the Dodgers, they just came back down 3-1. So don't let any of that doubt creep into your mind for this team. I'm telling you, this team is still going to prevail. Jonathan Robles, Doug, I called it. The Dodgers will figure out Snell, and they did. They did figure him out, but it was a little too late at that time based on how their bullpen was throwing. So, look, they got right back into the game. They scored 2 runs there. That makes it 5-2, and you still have more than 12 outs to work with. So I'm very confident the Dodgers can get 3 runs with 12 outs. But, look, their bullpen was very rested tonight. Their bullpen was rested. They're ready to go, and they took care of business. Give them credit. They went from Snell to Anderson, and Then Fairbanks, he gives up the solo. Then Fairbanks, he ends up giving up that solo shot there to Corey Seager. But Castillo came in there. He pitched a third of a Loop was in there. He gives you an inning, gives you his 2 strikeouts. Then Castillo comes there, pitches an inning of a third, 3 strikes, 3 pitches. So he came out there, and he was just on fire from the jump. But here we go, back to the comment section. We got 7. It is from Sam. We got Yeah, I Can. We got Price opted out because of COVID. Yeah, I mean, you can't judge a guy for doing that, man. He was doing what he needed to do. It would have been nice, but hey, who knows how this – look, you just don't know. You don't know how it would have fared. I don't want to – that's too much coulda, woulda, shoulda right there at that point. One, you don't know if he would have an injury-free season. You don't know how he would have pitched. It's not like David Price was an elite starter at this point of his career. Yes, he pitched well in 2018, but he was like 0 for 10 in the postseason heading into that postseason. So there's no guarantees that David Price would have had an elite performance or that he could be trusted upon. Yes, it would be nice to have another pitcher, and this team was built to have David Price as that number 3 starter. There's no question about it. But, hey, they also thought that Alex Wood would have been a more reliable starting option, too. Then they trade away Ross Stripling. So I do think that depth is a little concerning. But I do think that my confidence is in this Dodgers offense and in this Dodgers pitching staff, that they'll find a way to get big starts from Walker Buehler, from Clayton Kershaw, and then Julio Urias, to me, is one of the hottest pitchers in the postseason right now. So next game is a must-win. Let me know down below in the comments, yes or no, is Game 3 a must-win for your Dodgers? To me, I would only consider it a must-win if, let's say, they lose and they fall down 2-1, will they still have a chance in the series? I still think they would, because I still think you could extend this series to 5, 6, 7 games. The Dodgers' experience at this level, the Dodgers' offense will come through at some point. So I definitely don't consider it a must-win. But if you want a shortened series and you want to really put the pressure on them, yeah, you definitely want to win there. But here we go. We got the Dodgers in 5 from Patrick Cullen. We got Juan Perez. Doug, we need someone other than Muncy at first base. He is dropping too many balls that are thrown at him. He is a very good player, but he needs to straighten up or get replaced. What do you think? I think that, look, there have been some concerns defensively with Max Muncy. But he did make some nice digs in that Braves series. But tonight, look, it wasn't look, I mean, maybe if he makes an error that completely cost the Dodgers, yes, I'd say fine. Maybe you consider DHing him. You could throw someone else there at first base. Look, we have a Gold Glove first baseman playing in center field right now, but with this cavernous outfield there, this is this endless outfield there in Texas. You definitely want to have the best outfielders playing in the outfield. So I don't think we're going to lose a game because Max Muncy is playing first base. Yes, ideally, he'd be picking it a little better there at first base, but he's not Gonzo out there with the scoops. But, look, I mean, I'm fine with Max Muncy. And one thing to consider, too, Max Muncy leads the team in walks this postseason. So you definitely want him at the plate. And Max Muncy tonight goes 0 for 3 with 1 walk. That's now 18 walks in the postseason for the Funky Muncy. So I'm still very confident in him. He's starting to get going. I thought he had a real opportunity there in the 8th. Oh, he had a real opportunity there with when the Dodgers when he took the walk there in the 2nd, and then you saw, when he lined out to right, he kind of hit that one off the end of the bat a little bit. But here we go. We needed pitching at the trade deadline, Wilfredo. I don't think that we needed it per se to win this series. I do think that if we had one more starter, it would be so out in front. And looking back, that there just wasn't a move that Andrew Freeman wanted to make. Yes, Lance Lynn was out there, but I'm not going to focus on who we don't have on this roster right now. I'm going to focus on the guys we do have. And bottom line is the Dodgers have enough to get past this series. It's just playing their game and executing it. The Dodgers, if you saw more competitive at-bats consistently tonight, the Dodgers would have tied this game. And unfortunately, when your starter, when Gonsolin goes 1 1/3, and then Dustin May gives up another couple runs, you're not gonna fare very well. Give Dylan Floro credit; he came in, and I thought that move was a pretty solid move there from Doc. He goes from Floro to Gonsolin to Floro there with 1 out in the 2nd inning. He gets Adames to ground to Seager, and then I thought that Victor Gonzalez in the 3rd with 2 outs to face Meadows. Meadows flies to left. Thought that was a pretty solid move, and I think Victor Gonzalez. Look, tonight he goes Gonzalez. He ends up going an inning. I think you might want to get 2 innings out of Victor Gonzalez. I mean, to me, I was hailing to the victor there when he was out there, but he goes just 1 inning, throws 10 pitches, 6 for strikes. And to me, I trust him to not give up home runs more than I trust Dustin May at this point. Because Victor Gonzalez comes in there, And he did a really nice job out there. The umpiring was trash tonight, though. Tishner was straight garbage. I don't know why. Why? Can you guys let me know why Dave Roberts yelled to Tishner, you don't have to yell? I mean, let me know down below in the comments. But here we go. We got Friday. Whoever wins games 3 wins it all from Jesus Sanchez. We got why not go Buehler 2, Urias 3, and Kershaw 4? Because Buehler, you want to have him at regular rest going into Game 7. That's the game plan there. And then also you want to rested Walker Buehler in Game 3. So you want him at his best. So I have no issue. To me, you have to play the long game. And tonight, if you win tonight, you got to show confidence in Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May. Now, hindsight is 20/20, right? The hindsight hyenas, as I like to call them, that you want to come out there and say, hey, maybe that you come out, Dustin May and Gonsolin pitch better, and you don't have to worry about having to use Walker Buehler. So I don't think they would have done anything differently tonight, but you just expected more from Gonsolin, who has been fantastic this year. Gonsolin and May, they were fantastic, and you thought that at least you get 4 innings out of them, at least 3-4 innings, but they just did not step up to the plate, and that's just the bottom line. Yes, Game 3 is a must-win. That's from Teresa Haas. We only got Walker, Kershaw, that the Dodgers lose in 6 from Bruce Davis. Should have paid Ryu. I disagree. Did you see how Ryu pitched in the postseason? Because he got rocked. So I have absolutely no issue. And you saw how Ryu pitched in the 2018 World Series. So no issue with not paying Ryu tonight. So here we go. And, Doug, you think that Beatty gets some at-bats on Friday? That's from C.J. Garcia. I think that is a possibility. You could see him for sure. I mean, Edwin Rios, not a very nice, not a great night for Edwin Rios, who comes in there. He goes 0 for 2, and he had that strikeout there. You have the strikeout in the Edwin Rios. Yeah, he struck out swing there in the bottom of the zone on that changeup there. And then he comes back and he strikes out at the end of the game. So 2 punch-outs, two Ks for Evan Rios. He goes down swinging twice tonight. But Trevor Bauer at the deadline from Sal Gonzalez. We got Freeman to Louis. Yeah, my bad. We got Butane will destroy their lineup. That's from Hardy Park over on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, just get excited. If you guys want, just get excited for Friday, because Friday we're going to win with Walker Buehler, and we're going to come back here up 2-1, and then we're going to go for the jugular in Game 4 with Julio Urias, and then you win that game, and you have Clayton Kershaw for the clincher, and then who knows, Clayton Kershaw goes out there and he pitches a gem. You could be looking at Clayton Kershaw as the World Series MVP. So, look, this series could go a couple different ways. It could go if we win Game 3, the Dodgers will be sitting pretty. They'll be back in control of the series with Julio Urias and a slew of arms to back him up. But you definitely need some of these bullpen pieces to start stepping up there and starting to deliver, because I don't know if it's that you just have there's a little bit of a gut check time for this bullpen. I think that if you're going to look at one reason why the Dodgers will lose this series, it is going to be the pitching. It's going to be the pitching. It's not going to be the bats this year. I think the bats are going to find a way to get it done. They're going to find a way to score enough runs. Look, 4 runs tonight, and they score 4 runs, yet they went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So the juggernaut is still alive, and the Death Star is fully operational, but like I said, they definitely needed some more, and the pitching just was not up to the task tonight. Victor Gonzalez was taken out too quickly. I definitely agree with that. I just mentioned that a few seconds ago. I just trust him. He's a rookie. He's only 23, I believe. But I like his stuff, and you can tell they want to play the matchups with the lefty-righty, but he came out there, and he was pitching very well in that 4th inning. So he stays in, gets Loud a ground out for the first out, walks Arozarena for the first out. It was a bad call. Like I said, he was screwed on that one. Tish at the dish was not bringing it. And to me, that was a missed opportunity, because he walks Arozarena in that 4th inning, and then Choi grounds into the shift to Kike, and then Kike had it, and then he just kind of had to wait on it for a second, but he didn't field it cleanly. He pulls it out of the glove. He kind of bobbles it for a second. He wasn't in time to make that flip, so they didn't get the 2. So that double play loomed large. And to me, you can't have those unforced errors against a Rays team. The Rays are not going to beat themselves. They're not going to see the base running blunders like we saw with the Atlanta Braves. The Rays are a very well-coached team. They're not going to beat themselves. You're not going to see these unforced errors like we saw in the Braves series. And You saw right there on that play, Kike Hernandez, he'll tell you, man, that's a play he's got to make. It still would have been a pretty tight play based on where he was in the ship, but still, they would have probably got two there. And then right after that, Dave Roberts comes out to get Victor Gonzalez, and then Dustin May comes in for his first appearance since that Rocky NLCS Game 7 start. And to me, was he going to compete? Was he going to come in there and zero in and make competitive pitches throughout his appearance? And fortunately, you saw some good pitches, then you saw a lot of flat sliders, flat cutters, and like I said, he wasn't intimidating on the mound like he usually is. He's usually intimidating with that 98 mile per hour, 100 mile per hour two-seamer that either he blows by you or he's going to induce for soft contact all game long, but you just didn't see it in this one. So he comes out there, and Margot hit him hard twice. It was hitting him hard right out of the gates, and then he gets a ground ball single to right to give the Rays runners on first and second with 2 outs. Then he hangs a slider. Weddle smokes Hutter to ball. He was not executing his breaking stuff, and I just don't think they're using him correctly. Dustin May should not be coming in with inherited runners. I think that has to be off the table at this point. You can't send him out there in those situations. If you want to start the game with him, see how he does based on how he's pitching and using your best judgment, then I can see him in that situation. And hopefully he's due to get out of the slump that he's in and just settle down, take a deep breath, and execute on this big stage. But it wasn't happening there in the 4th inning for Dustin Mania. But here we go. Game 3 will be good. Offense needs to show up. We got Greg Pierce. Matt Beatty was really weak at first. Yeah, he's definitely not a good first baseman. I mean, Matt Beatty will tell you himself his favorite position is hitting. So I do think he could provide some pop, gets a couple line drive, base hits, definitely. But here we go. Game 3 will be good. Offense needs to show up. We got Dodgers. We need a new starting pitcher next year once we win the World Series, Jonathan Robles. Yeah, there's no question that the Dodgers have to use get an elite arm. And if you want to try to flip some of these prospects, maybe a Ruiz, we can talk about that when all offseason long. I mean, I'm telling you, the Dodgers, there's a reason why they made a bid for Garrett Cole. They understood they need another starting pitcher, and they did find one in David Price, but unfortunately, there was a global pandemic, so it's hard to blame the Dodgers for that one. But not worried yet. This game was a toss-up from the start from Big T. Yeah, that's a great point. And that's kind of the way to look at it, that, yes, if everything went the Dodgers' way and Tony Gonsolin came out there and he was lights out, he was executing, then Dustin May found a way. But unfortunately, they didn't have a guy that was going to give you those bulk innings tonight. And either way, it was going to be 1-2 innings. And unfortunately, they needed 3 from Gonsolin, 3 from Dustin May. Otherwise, then you're running the risk of burning through some key bullpen pieces. So in a way, it was a good thing that it wasn't close, and the Dodgers lost a close one and had to use some of their high leverage guys. So hopefully Walker Buehler makes up for all this and gives you 6, 7, 8 strong, and the Dodgers can score some runs off Bourne. But I'm very confident in this Dodger team. I'm very confident in Walker Buehler, especially considering how good he looked in his last outing. But I just waiting for someone to. We got Dodgers need starting pitching next year. We got Rios was scared. If he can't get calmed down, if he can get calmed down, he'll be fine. Rays are a balanced team. That's from Danny. We got I don't want another tragedy. I'm paranoid from 5150 over there. Yeah, exactly. We don't want a tragedy. Any World Series loss is a tragedy as far as I'm concerned. But, hey, this is Dave Roberts' 3rd time around. This is Tommy Lasorda won in his 3rd time around. 3rd time will be a charm. Do not be alarmed. The Dodgers will get it done. But the bobble by Kike hurt us from Ben. Yeah, Kike Hernandez out there smiling. Look, you're a fun guy, man. You're a fun guy. But, hey, you didn't win the World Series in Game 1. You didn't win it with the game-tying home run in 6. You're the one who wants to say job's not finished. Well, hey, the job was definitely not finished on that play, and it definitely cost the Dodgers tonight. And from then on, yeah, definitely. Look, I mean, Snell pitches much better with the lead, and he put the pressure on him. But Dave Roberts sucks. Disagree with that. Should have kept Gonzalez instead of May from Joey Peeps. Yeah, that's pretty much one of my main takeaways. I would have defied some of the matchups there, and I would definitely have gone with Victor Gonzalez, who only throws 10 pitches tonight. He wasn't very consistent with his strikes, so it's not like he came out there and he was lighting anything up. Victor Gonzalez, if you look at his first pitch strikes, Gonzalez, he was 4 for he was 10. He threw Victor Gonzalez going to be 10 pitches, 6 for strikes, and 4 for 4 on first pitch strikes. So he was definitely getting ahead of the count. And it's not like he was getting hit very hard. I think that they really need to trust that Victor Gonzalez can go out there and give you multiple innings. And I think that that's how that's how they use him in the regular season. That's how they were using him all season long. But they went to Dustin May, and hey, man, it was a May Day early for this Dodgers, for Dave Roberts and this Dodgers staff that said, hey, we got to move on from Dustin May because he was just not getting it done. That hanger right there. You know, if you hang it, they're going to bang it. And unfortunately, you played into what the Rays want to do. The Rays, 72% of their runs this year have come via the long ball. Lau gets 2 home runs tonight. And it was not good. It was not a good night for this Dodger team all around. Yet they still only lost by 2 runs. So I'll take it. And look, I know that, of course, you always want to sweep a series, but I still think the Dodgers are in a position. They're going to win the series by any means necessary. I don't care if it's 5, 6, 7 games. The Dodgers are the better team on the field. And yes, it raised some concerns tonight. It definitely raised some concerns, but I still am fully confident in this Dodger team. But here we go. Dodgers, Trevor Bauer and David Price in the rotation next year. I doubt they'll sign Trevor Bauer. Just Roberts moves irk me. Yeah, I mean, tonight, look, the Flora move, that looked like a solid move. Victor Gonzalez was solid. And Dustin May, look, this staff, this rotation, this bullpen rotation is built to have Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May throw innings. Look, they have to win 4 games. There's only a certain amount of arms out there, and they have to turn to Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin because they were relying upon them to give you multiple innings of relief and multiple innings of shutdown relief. And unfortunately, they're going out there and they're giving up home runs. So it's just not good. But yeah, and Miguel Ramirez, Wood was excellent. Yeah, give Alex Wood a lot of credit. He goes 2 innings, gets 2 strikeouts, and gives up 2 hits, 26 pitches for Alex Wood tonight, 24 for strikes. So Alex Wood, when he's efficient, like I think that Alex Wood, he's a guy that you might want to turn to in some big spots here if you're based on how Dustin May looked tonight, because Dustin May, he's just rocky, man. He was just rocky out there. D May, unfortunately. But here we go. Kike and Pinstripes next season from Robert. Brian Gax. What's up, Brian Gax? Once you defend the David Price once again you defend David Price because of the pandemic, LOL, Sean Shepard. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean I defend David Price? It's his decision. He's a man, and he can make a choice that he wants to make. I mean, it's not defending him. I'm not going to criticize someone that makes a decision. It's his decision. He had the right to make it, and he made that decision, and that's the bottom line. So, and then on top of that, there's no guarantees that David Price would have been this lights-out pitcher. So we just will never know. And bottom line is, why worry about something that is not going to concern this team right now? Bottom line is the Dodgers have who they have. They have enough to get past the Rays, and hopefully David Price can come in next year. And look, the way I look at it too, why did we win yesterday? Why did the Dodgers win yesterday? Because of Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw, among others, but Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw, Bellinger, they all played a big part. And why did we get Mookie Betts? Because we took on David Price's contract. So Mookie Betts, 2 for 4, you saw what he did, wreaking havoc on the base path. So to me, getting David Price and having him sit out, if that means we got to get Mookie Betts and keep him for 12 years, to me it's more than worth the price. So there you have it. Do you think Gonsolin should have started from Angel Hernandez? Angel Hernandez, that's a great question because in retrospect, it's easy to look back here and say, hey, he goes an inning and a third, gives up a hit, and you would not want him to start in that situation. But like I said, he was missing. So top of the second, he was missing with his splitter early, and he was struggling with his command. He walks Margot. The leadoff walk to Margot. It's the leadoff walks that continue to plague Tony Gonsolin. So, and then on that top of that, then he steals second. Wendell flies to center. Margot advances to third on the play, and that was all she wrote. They just didn't. They pulled the quick hook. I mean, cats. You don't see cats on leashes. Well, they had a very short leash on the Catman today, and they. But to answer your question, it was an inning and a third. It was the shortest inning since the Giants' Jake Peavy in 2014 when he was with the Giants against the Royals. And guess what? Giants ended up doing okay, right? I don't want to say that, but look, if you looked at that play there, I mean, looking back, I think that the way that Gonsolin pitched today, you have to trust your guys, and you have to trust that they're going to give you a performance similar to what they have all season long. And bottom line is Tony Gonsolin, 27, 26 innings this year, he was nails. I don't love the way they developed him this year, sending him down to the training camp, sending him keep him off the 28-man roster at times. But, look, I mean, looking back, I think this was going to be a bullpen game. And bottom line, he's not the guy to be. The guy that gave up the most runs today, he didn't set the tone, but combination of that and a bad approach and a 14 strikeout night from this Dodgers offense, and you're just not going to win a game against a very good Rays team that finished with the second best record in baseball and the best record in the American League. But looking back, I probably would have gone with Gonsolin again. There's really no reason not to, considering who you have out there. And going against Snell, and then you get the extra day of rest. So now you get that extra day of rest, and then you're going to get a better performance by because, look, let's say they started Julio Urias tonight. Julio Urias would have been available tonight coming in relief if the Dodgers were up. If you started Urias and then you bring in May, then you bring in Gonsolin, then you burn Urias. So, to me, unfortunately, those middle innings where Dustin May and Gonsolin weren't able to get it done are the reason that they lost tonight. But LA DNP is nothing easy with the Dodgers from train. Yeah, like Vince Scully said, Brooklyn, Los Angeles, nothing ever comes easy for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And guess what? Do you want a championship if it's easy? I know it'd be nice to have a sweep. I know it would be nice to have a short series. But look, when you're trying to end a 32-year drought, just make it more epic. Let's have it be more epic. Because the NLCS, looking back, would you rather have that sweep in the NLCS, or would you rather make history and look back and say, hey, the Dodgers came back down 3-1. Cody Bellinger, Kike Hernandez, they became the first duo to hit a game-tying home run and a go-ahead home run from the 6th and the 7th inning in an elimination game in Game 7, the NLCS. And to me, we're going to look back and we're going to think, hey, this was an epic run by the Dodgers. Look at the Lakers. Look at the Lakers run. Are you going to remember? What are you going to remember from the Lakers run? You're going to remember Jimmy Butler was balling for a lot of that series. You're going to remember Anthony Davis' shot against the Nuggets, but you're not going to remember much other than that, because the Lakers, 5 games. You saw what they did against the Nuggets. You saw what they did against the Heat. But other than that Anthony Davis shot and some big moments from LeBron in the NBA Finals, not a very memorable run considering they won a championship. So to me, I love the Lakers, but there's something about having an epic run. Just like that 2002 Lakers title and where they had to go through the Kings. To me, these epic clashes, these memorable series, if you end up winning that series, I think to me it becomes more memorable and more rewarding at the end. But here we go. May needs to get his stuff right from Miguel. Robert Rocha, we lost a bullpen game. We'll be all right. Yeah, we lost a bullpen game against one of their frontline starters, who give him credit. He pitched a very good game tonight. Everyone just needs a Dodger dog and a Corona 40-ounce. Kim, send about 3 of those and a pack of Coronas my way. I'll crush that right now. You know me, get a little down after Dodger losses. But hey, guys, Latrice, Rays brought in some of their bullpen as well. This could be a big advantage to the offense and the familiarity. The more they see their bullpen, the more it will help. Absolutely, big facts, Latrice. The more we see their bullpen, the more familiarity. And I thought that Mookie Betts, one of the big surprises, I thought that Mookie Betts would have a much better night going against Blake Snell. In his career, 7 for 23 with 2 doubles and a home run. And unfortunately, his struggles against lefties continue this year. This reverse split bugaboo that continues to affect Mookie reared its ugly head once again. He wasn't able to get to a lefty, and a lefty that he's had success with in the past. So Dodgers will be back. It was an off night for the Dodgers. Yes, Fernando, that's a great way to put it. Off night for the Dodgers, yet they still only lost by 2 runs and had an opportunity to get back in there. Didn't like what I saw there in that 9th inning. We got Dodgers in 5, Portland, Oregon, a goddamn delight over on YouTube. Fernando, we got they threw their best at 2, and we only lost by 2. Yes, exactly. That's how you got to look at it. They had to win tonight. The Rays, it was a must-win for the Rays, because if the Rays fall behind 2-0 going against Walker Buehler, it wasn't going to happen. That could have been a very short series. We could be looking at a sweep. Instead, give them credit. Lau found a way to hit 2 bombs and get his way out of the slump. But a loss is a loss. Exactly. It's a 7-game series, not a 2-game series. But Moose, Doug, what's your prediction on Game 3 with Buehler? I think that Buehler, as long as, again, those 5 walks in the first start against Atlanta, but you saw his last start, he pitched so well in that last start, that Game 6 shutout, Game 6, he gave you 6 scoreless innings. And to me, I think Walker Buehler goes out there, pitches very well. He dominates his Rays lineup. I could see him going 6 innings, maybe 1 hit, maybe 1 home run he'll give up. But maybe, they might take advantage of a Buehler mistake. But I'm looking for 6-7 innings of one-run ball from Walker Buehler. That's the confidence that I have in Butane. And to me, he's a big-game pitcher. He was born for the bright lights of the World Series. The World Series is Walker Buehler's stage, and I think you'll see him just take full advantage of it. He'll embrace the moment, and to me, that's my prediction for Walker Buehler in Game 3. Let me know down below in the comments, though. Let me know down below. What's your prediction for Walker Buehler in Game 3? We got Rory Buehler, Game 3, Urias. We got it's going to be a pitching duel in Game 3 from Marco Castro. I think that's a pretty good idea. I think that's a fair take right there for sure. I mean, I think you could totally see that the way that Charlie Morton's been pitching, the way that Walker Buehler's been pitching. I think it was definitely possible we're going to see a good old-fashioned pitchers duel in Game 3, but I think the Dodgers will find a way to come out on top. But we got Sean. It's a good damn thing the rest of the Dodgers didn't make the same decision that David Price made, or you wouldn't be here to talk and give your opinion of dude, man, I don't understand why you're so – Sean's very obsessed with David Price. According to Sean, that the reason why the Dodgers lost is because of David Price not pitching this year for the Dodgers. But to me, I mean, a human being has the right to make their own decisions, and I'm not going to judge that. So there you have it. Do you think that Roberts, this is from Johnny King over on Facebook, do you think Roberts just has a hard time seeing the game unfold from his seat? For example, seeing how pitchers are really looking from watching on TV. It's pretty easy to see when pitchers are looking solid or settled down, but Roberts continues to take pitchers out when they look settled in and brings in shaky pitchers in tough situations. Johnny King, I think that he has a pretty good feel to me. I mean, if you listen to his post-game press conferences, he always talks about the depth, and he does a really good job on describing why or why not a pitcher was effective or not. I just think that the Dodgers, look, their game plan, if you look at man, these teams are, like the Dodgers having meetings around the clock, and they fully expected Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May to pitch a lot better than they have so far, and it's just unfortunate, and now they know that they're going to have to work their way around it and navigate this Rays lineup without relying upon them too heavily. And if they do, hopefully they can get out of this slump. But Tina G-Man, why can't a starter go more than 6 innings? What are they saving them for? I just think that that's kind of the nature of Major League Baseball there in 2020. You're playing the matchups, but Sean, I did answer your last question. But Lakers were just better from Train. Yeah, I mean, look, it's easier to win an NBA title than a World Series. That's just a fact. You only need 5 players, 8 players. You need a 7-man rotation to get it done. And so that's just the reality. But yeah, I mean, I bleed purple and gold. I have my entire life. Liche, Buehler will handle his biz. Kim Prep Davis, and we can learn from the Lakers. We can learn from the Lakers, who ran to a team from Florida, the Miami Heat, a team that they were favored over, but the Miami Heat had a lot of guts, a lot of grit, and they weren't going to go down without a fight. And it's the same thing with the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's just the bottom line. And you have to just respect it and find a way to win more games. They have to win 3 more games by any means necessary. 3 more games until baseball immortality. Jose Rod, we lost a bullpen game to a team that was hitting 200. Yeah. We got, I agree with the drought. We need a spark from the bats from Miguel Ramirez. Honestly, for me, epic or not, a championship is a championship. Yeah, no, a championship is a championship. No question about it. A sweep is a sweep. But, hey, man, to me, you remember the epic ones. You remember the epic games, and they just resonate a little more. That's just the reality. Look, I mean, the Dodgers, you're a fan of a franchise that if you're going to make a list, if you're going to rank the top 10 moments in baseball history, what's the number 1 moment? Of course, you know what it is. It's Kirk Gibson's home run in 1988. And to me, would you rather be up 10 in that game? Of course, but considering the circumstance, you had a memory that's going to last a lifetime and well beyond anyone. So, I mean, it's going to be here forever. So, to me, we're going to be fine. Dodgers in 7. We got Dodgers are going to win the World Series. They're the best. We got let's restart the batteries Friday, Miguel. Yeah, guys, to end on a positive note, your team is fine. Your Dodgers are fine. They lost a bullpen game, and Blake Snell was hot tonight. The bats didn't get it done. They didn't take advantage of opportunities in certain situations. They were still able to keep it close. They fought back, and Alex Wood pitched well. I think Victor Gonzalez battled tonight. Unfortunately, not a great night for Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May, but still, look, the margins are pretty thin. The margin for error is pretty thin for them. In a typical start, you wouldn't have seen Tony Gonsolin taken out, right? You would have seen him battle his way, but unfortunately, the Dodgers didn't get it done, but they're going to find a way to get back to it. But, hey, it's bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Give me your fire Dodger takes. Swing for the fences before you get out of here. And then join us Friday. Join the senior editors here at Dodgers Nation, Clint Pasillas, Real FRG, and Brooks Smith for the pregame show. Watch the game, and then join us right after the game. And we're going to be breaking down Game 3, Walker Buehler versus Charlie Morton. If the Dodgers win, it's going to go a long way to making this a shorter series than you want to see it. But here we go. Buehler, complete game. Give me your Buehler predictions, and then we'll be out of this one. But, hey, thanks for rocking with us here all the way to the end, guys. Dodgers will be victorious from Lecce. We got what up, Doug? What up, Joseph Megazzini? A day one here. Joseph Megazzini, downtown LA in the house. Just copped a fresh Mookie jersey earlier. We got Game 3, 7-2 Dodgers. Yeah, give me your Game 3 predictions. Then we'll head on out of this one. By the way, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Dugout podcast, where we take this show every night, we condense it, and we have all your fire takes. So you get all your takes on there, and then we add additional analysis and post-game reacts from Dave Roberts and the players. So definitely subscribe wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and it's your podcast, so support your podcast over there. Dodgers in 5 from James. We got Julian. Look, we put up a fight at the end of the game with a bullpen. That's a positive. Yes, exactly. Why was Belly not swinging tonight? Look, Bellinger didn't have his best night, but I think that he has definitely found something with the bat. Pollock really needs to get a big hit. I agree with you 100%. Pollock is very due. Pollo is very due. Buehler, 7 innings from Train. Buehler, 12 Ks. Yeah. If you want to predict his punch-outs, too, I think you're looking at probably double-digit punch-outs. I'm going to go with 7 strong for Walker Buehler, 9 strikeouts. That's my prediction. 7 strong, 9 punch-outs for Butane Buehler. Actually, let's throw that into double digits. Let's do 10 strikeouts, 7 innings. Winning the title in 4 games or 7 games is still winning a title and ending the drought. They were off tonight, almost stole a bullpen game. Dodgers in 5. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would like this to be a short series if possible. But, hey, look, man, to me, you have to sometimes, yes, you want the results, but also you have to respect the opponent. The Rays are a good team that could take the Dodgers deep. And if they do win, I'm telling you, it's going to be more epic. It'll be more satisfying. I mean, but to me, a win's a win. A no-no for Buehler, Joseph Megazzini. Walker will still throw a complete game. Dodgers will win it. Buehler in 7 innings. I still think that there's still a possibility this series could go 5. I mean, that would be ideal for me. And that was my pre-series prediction was Dodgers in 5. And to me, I still think the Dodgers are fully capable of making this a short series. And trust me, that is definitely what I would like. But if it doesn't happen, we're going to just embrace whatever comes our way, and we're going to win this World Series by any means necessary. But here we go. Dodgers, do you think we should start using the punt? Marco Castro, Buehler Game 3, Urias Game 4, and Kershaw Game 5 to win it all. That, I think, is ideal. That is how I wish it would lay out and how it would go. But 8-2, Dodgers in Game 4 from Teresa. Dodgers 3, Rays 2 from Lizzo. Diego 6-3 Dodgers. We got I would rather Price opt out than show up, take a roster spot, and then not have his heart on it. That's a great point, Mike. Yeah, I mean, let's say he opts in and then he's not fully committed, then do you really want to waste a roster spot? 11 Ks from Jesse, so it's great for Buehler. Rays are not as good as Atlanta. I definitely think their lineup is not as good as Atlanta. There's no question about it, and that's why I think the Dodgers pitching, even though it does feel like the depth isn't there with Gonsolin and May not producing as expected, I think they'll find a way. We got Miguel Ramirez, Walker with the tight pants. Yeah, Game 3 could be tighter than Walker's pants with the way that Charlie Morton's dealing, but I like that. Buehler will throw heat like he did against the Red Sox in 2018. We got Game 5, Kershaw starts from Trains looking that way. Jared, we got Game 4 bullpen game. We got Go Dodgers, Tina G-Man, Kirk Gibson, 1998 memories, never get old from Andy Taylor over on YouTube. Rays could win Game 4. Of course they could. It's a baseball game, and they're a good team. But, Mark, I'm thinking Dodgers in 6, but it could depend on the Dodgers' offense. Need a consistent at-bat and not expand the strike zone. Couldn't have said it better, any better myself. Dodgers win in 6. Buehler goes 6. Go Dodgers from Deborah Young over on YouTube. But, yep, guys, thanks again. It went a little overtime today. This is probably the longest show of the year. But, hey, man, you guys have a lot to take. So, Johnny King, you invested a lot in that. So I'm going to do the best I can here. Johnny King, it's scary that we are relying on Kershaw and Buehler and his blister. I think the blister should be okay, but to be the top 2 starters for this Dodger team that people continue to talk about being such a deep team. This team is deep for regular season, no doubt, but after 8 seasons of winning divisions, you think the management could make the adjustments to improve the starting pitching at the top. I definitely am in agreement with you there, but Clayton Kershaw, Buehler, they do look like they're 2 aces, and there's not a lot of teams out there that throw out 2 better pitchers in the front of their rotation like Clayton Kershaw and like Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler. So I think the Dodgers will be fine. And we'll have all offseason to talk about adding on to this team. But first, let's win this World Series, guys. The World Series is still ours. We're still going to take it. Tonight, Tampa Bay wins. Great. They won Game 2. They needed this, and the Dodgers are fine. They're going to win this series, and we're going to be celebrating on this show. So thanks again, guys, for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram over at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dodgers Dugout podcast. Subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel over at DodgersNation.com. Go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Then also get geared up. Get merched up for the postseason run. Go to DodgersNation.com/shop. Tune in for the pregame show hosted by the senior editors here at Dodgers Nation, Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith. And also go to DodgersNation.com, your home for all things Dodgers baseball, news, rumors, analysis. You'll find it right over there. But thanks again, guys, as always. Don't let today's loss get you down. We're still going to take this series. Walker Buehler goes in Game 3, and your spirits will be lifted once again, and we'll be just 2 games away from baseball immortality. But thanks again, as always, for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Swung on and missed a perfect game.